Welcome to Immortal Vision Studio.
Hey, CJ, what's going on? It's giving me a tour of your studio space.
All right, cool. Yeah, come on in. The thing that we got is our marketplace. Our marketplace has a lot of cool collectibles throughout the years. We have different t-shirts that we design with different collabs. The great thing about our studio, all the pictures that's up on the wall, I captured them.
Oh.
Our private suite is at $75 per hour. The more intimate vibe, our dressing room is in here where people can get ready. Our iconic studio is created by a photographer for photographers, right? We have all Westcott lighting. They come with the studio rental. Our bigger side of our space is $85 per hour. Over here is our podcast room / our lounge. Over here is we call this Uzi Land for now.
Hey, it's Ash Mac, and thank you so much for joining me on my tour of IVS, where photography meets visionaries as well as community.
The month of August is National Black Business Month. And you know what? We have to make sure we highlight the businesses that are thriving, that are not only in the community, that are being impactful in the community, making a difference and completely passing the torch and planting the seed for the next generation. And I think that is a perfect introduction for, you can say, businessman, CEO, visionary, photographer, and more. I feel like we can add to the list after this conversation. CJ, thank you so much for welcoming me to your studio.
Yeah, welcome to Philadelphia's Most Book Studio.
Hey, Most Books, there we go.
Yep, how you like it?
It looks amazing. It feels very welcoming, and it feels like, wow, this is such a nice creative space. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, 3.5 years strong. Trying
That's
to keep
it?
going. Yep, that's it.
Okay, so let's go to the beginning. What did you always feel most creative doing, or how did you even get into photography?
Yeah, so I got into photography. I was a student athlete at the time, and I just was trying to find ways to make money. Mm-hmm. So my friend, she had a camera. We come from two total like different backgrounds, and I'm in college at this point. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna get this camera. I'm gonna take pictures of my teammates because I was a sophomore. I was gonna take pictures of my seniors because the season was over. It's around April, and I was gonna charge them for grad photos. I realized I ain't make money in like 2 years from when I picked up a camera, but that's how I knew I was passionate about it.
Okay.
And that's how I knew, like, all right, this is what I want to do. Mm-hmm. So when I was taking like marketing classes in college, I was like an average student, to be honest, right? Like I wouldn't want to take charge unless it was like on a basketball court and like lead different reps because I was a student athlete. But it was this one particular project. We had to make a commercial similar to like Nike, like this Nike commercial. Mm-hmm. And I just we was like group of 5. I told everybody, like, I got it. You don't got to come to class. You don't got to worry about the project. I'll do everything. I'll direct it. I shot it on my iPhone. And that's when I realized, like, all right, this is cool. And this is something that I want to like do and pursue.
I love that. That's just a part of it, though. Yeah. You know, that's just a part. Where was the turning point for you where you said, you know what? Wow, this is something I actually enjoy doing. I might be passionate about it, but more importantly, now we can build, we can create revenue. You know, where did that moment of realization just kind of spark?
Yeah. So when I first started in like 2018 and then 2020, I graduated college in 2019, but in 2020, the pandemic happened. And I found myself in like 3 different countries in 3 weeks.
What?
Yeah. And it was all for photography. So I was with Will Parks, and I was just documenting. It was like his birthday weekend, one weekend, so it was all the boys. The next 2 weekends was like his family and stuff like that. So I just like documenting that. Yeah. And I was up one night. We was on our way back, and I knew I'm going back to Philadelphia, and there's no more trips on the schedule for the summer. Like we just came from 2 different countries, so it was like, all right, what is my exit plan? Mm-hmm. And at the time, I was working in corporate finance, and I've been there for a year, and I'm like, I don't want to do that all the time. Like I want this to be my lifestyle, like creating content, creating stuff for brands, and showing him in a different light than just in football with a helmet on. Yeah. And I really like appreciated like the concepts that we was able to come up with out on the trips. So that's when I was like, you know what, I gotta find a way to make some money from this. Yeah. And to find a way to like do it full time.
Okay, so what's interesting about this, I'm about to get comfy, is that when the world stopped in 2020, that's when things quickly accelerated for you. And you're traveling to 3 different countries in 3 weeks. And how did that make you feel in the sense of like, okay, the world's really stopped. We're in a global pandemic. No one knows what tomorrow truly is going to bring. That's how I felt. It was like, okay, we're going to work, we're doing this, but it's like, thank God we're employed, but it's like, what is tomorrow really going to be? Did you ever have a moment when you said, you know what, I think this is my purpose or this is a part of my calling in that time?
It was definitely my purpose because I was a financial advisor. So it was a lot of different things we were selling, but during that time, what you can imagine, a lot of people were passing away. So I had like older books from different advisors that passed it down. Maybe they didn't work at the company anymore.
Yeah.
And I had to write like 3 death certificates to give to people with life insurance. And that's when I realized like I'm out on a different country. I'm like missing meetings because it was like different time zones. So my laptop was still set for a different time and I would miss a meeting and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I just can't operate like this.
Right.
And I always want to have a good name no matter what I'm doing. And I just like, you know, this is where I'm at. This is what I like doing. I just got to find a way. So that's what really gave me like the motivation to like, I seen people passing away. I seen families, you know, have to, you know, collect their death benefits and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know, I'm traveling, like I can pass tomorrow or something. Like, I don't know. So let me just like go all out and all in with it. Yeah. And, you know, that's what really was my motto was when I got back to Philly.
Facts. Okay, now let's talk about when you got back to Philly. You probably accomplished something that a lot of adults have not seen in their lifetime or probably still trying to figure out to do. It's turning something that you're passionate or turning a hobby into actually a business.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's tough. Okay. That is tough to do. You know, what are some 2 main tips or goals I want to say tips or advice someone gave you when it comes to being able to turn a hobby or something you're passionate about into a studio?
Yeah. The first that kept going in my head when I was out on my trips, my mentor told me you can't be great at 2 things. You can't be a great photographer.
Why not?
And you can't be a great financial advisor.
Okay.
At that time, I'm like, yes, I can, because I was doing both. I'm like, yes, I can. And then it wasn't until, you know, I was missing meetings and, you know, there's no thing is balance. Yeah. You know, and he was really just saying, master one thing first. Like, it's always, people always say like, it's about who you know and things of that sort. But he was coming from a perspective, it was like, it's about what people know, what you do well, you know, and they'll always find you. So he was like, if you're doing photography and finance, I don't know if I can come find you, because if I need a photographer, I'm going with someone that's full throttle. If I need a financial advisor, I'm going with someone that's full throttle with that. So you in the middle, I don't know what you do. You may be good at it. So that's why I was like, okay, cool. Whatever I'm passionate about, but whatever that came easy to me, which was like sales, you know, and financial advising and just being a people's person, just combining those 2 worlds together and like bringing those resources to the studio so more photographers can take advantage of it. So that's why I started like Community Weekend, because it's like photographers need to know how to start an LLC, how to get business banking, and have resources to meet these actual people. Not just say, hey, get an LLC, hey, get business banking, but to meet someone at Chase Bank, to meet someone at Westfist Bank, and, you know, to give them the advice and, you know, skills from it. So I just try to like combine all my interests and like all my life experiences into one and like bridge the gap as much as possible with creativity.
What would you say people know you for now?
Yeah, it's crazy because some people know me. I feel like I live like 4 different lives at this point. Some people know me for like actually shooting photography, but there's some people that come inside the studio or like that I meet and they just think like I never picked up a camera before, because like I'm not active on social media showing my work and things of that sort. So it's like people that been on my journey for like seeing me come up, or they do their research, they know me for like photography. And then there's some people know me as like, okay, you get creators together and you do impactful stuff and social impact stuff. So it's a mixture of both, but they all, you know, align to a good cause, you know.
What type of person or who do you believe you needed as a kid? You know, you mentioned about making sure like you were that person that gives back and is that person that someone needs, but who did you need as a kid?
I needed someone just to say like, I believe in you. Like, that's it. Like, belief and someone just saying, hey, I believe in you, like, do whatever you want to do, you know, that goes a long way. Because when I was telling people I wanted to do photography, I was a student athlete playing basketball. So I got a lot of pushback on, like, you play basketball, or you're popular for basketball, or like, what you want to be, a cameraman? Like, that's weird, right? Like, that's what people were saying. So just having someone say, yo, I believe in you. And early on, it's easy to say you believe in someone when
you're successful.
When you're going. But those early stages saying, hey, I believe in you and I'm here for whatever you need or any advice. Now, of course, people time is, you know, valuable and stuff like that. But just saying, yo, Ash, I believe in you. Like, keep going. I see you. That's all people be needing because you feel heard and you feel seen. Yeah. And that just pushes fire to the field. So I had a lot of that. Like, people did not, like, believe, or they was, like, actually saying it. Like, you're not going to make money as a photographer. That's what my boss told me. Like, you don't make money as a photographer. You got to get your money first, being a financial advisor, then you can go back and help them and you help the community. And I'm like, I think you got it wrong and you got the wrong, you know, mindset on it. Yeah. But that just was my perspective on it.
Are there any stats and facts you can give us real quick when it comes to tooting your own horn that you've been able to do or accomplish within, like, this year, or I'll say, like, 3 years alone?
So our first year in business, we had an 800 square foot of space. And the second year, when our lease was up, we moved into 2,000 square foot of space. So we damn near doubled our space. In 3.5 years in just sales, we did over $250,000, all of creative projects, creative education. We had over 1,500 studio bookings here at the space in 3.5 years. That's photographers coming in and booking our space. Think of an Airbnb for photographers. We're on our 4th year of community weekend, putting together 3 days of community initiative events for the community, specifically Kensington, specifically for kids at risk for gun violence. We work with some of the biggest brands, you know, Nike, Adidas, Foot Locker, Philly, Pure Fuel. Work with Bree Stevens, Revolt TV, Roots Picnic, so many more. You want to know the last thing? Yeah. Ash Matt came to the studio. Oh, that's the last thing.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
And that's all. You know, that's all. You know, it was a lot of stuff that we did. That was a lot. There.
Yeah. Let's give him a round of applause. I need everyone that's here to give a round of applause because that's big. That's big. That's big. That's big. But I wanted you to say that because for anyone that's watching, it's important to showcase and tell that your dreams can really fuel your lifestyle. And I know a lot of times we're told, okay, well, maybe we should go after a career that we know for a fact makes money. Or the question of, do we go after a job or do you chase your passions? And I think it's important just to notate those things because you chase your passions and it's fueling everything else that you love to do. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I'm glad you got to toot your own horn. You got to do it more often.
Why?
Because, like, okay, I don't know about you, but for me, sometimes I'm always like thinking about what's next. Okay, cool. We did this. What's next? Okay, amazing. What's next? And then sometimes we're not in the present enough. You know what I mean? And when we're not in the present enough, now we're not celebrating, you know, the things that we've accomplished and what we've done. Yeah. So that's why you have to do it a little bit more often.
No, thank you. I'll try.
Yeah.
I'm always like, what's next?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm on a big mission to, like, you know, feel a lot of things. But I do celebrate, you know, here and there. But I just try to, like, not to share everything that I've done with people because, you know, I just like to lead with the work, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay, we're gonna make sure to celebrate you. Yep. Okay, and we're gonna lead into our community weekend. Okay, so when it comes to the community weekend, what can I expect? How do I get involved? What do you have in store?
Yeah, so what you can expect is educating, empowering, and connecting with people. That's what you can expect. Our whole goal for this year for community weekend, I'll backtrack a bit. We do 8 free youth classes a year inside of our space. So my studio staff, we do, it collaborates with the CJ Wolfe Foundation, and we teach kids photography, expose them to photography, right? They use all of our equipment that we have in here, all of our cameras and all that stuff. So this community weekend is really fundraising to keep that initiative going.
Gotcha.
Because with more exposure to our foundation, our studio, means more kids. More kids means more funding, right? That we got to have for them. So what you can expect, we're going to kick it off with a soup kitchen on Friday, and we're going to bring our community together, and we're going to volunteer our time for that. Saturday, we're going to wake back up early in the morning. We're going to have a block cleanup starting at 9 a.m. And we partner up with your favorite trash man. He's going to lead the way. We got over 70 volunteers so far. And he's going to really put a nice game plan together for us to attack Allegheny Avenue very, very strong. And then we're going to come upstairs and we're going to have a free youth class.
Okay.
The free youth class is going to be a vibe. It's going to be like a festival. We're going to have like some food trucks outside so people can, be outside, listen to music, and then they can also come inside the class. Once we wrap up with the youth class, we're going to head into our adults. We can't forget them. So 18 plus, and we're going to give them master your camera settings. Right?
Oh, I
Teaching
love that.
photographers on how not to use auto mode anymore. Let's turn you into a professional, and let's get you to learn your camera settings as quickly as possible, and let's fast track them. And then we end the day there, and then Sunday we're going to wake up refreshed, and we're going to head to Voight's Lounge. It's a karaoke lounge up in Northeast.
You're singing?
I'm not singing.
Why aren't you singing?
Maybe at the end. If we hit our fundraising goal, I may sing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to hit the goal and then you're going to sing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said celebrate the small wins.
There
so
we
that'll be
go.
my celebration. That'll be my celebration.
I'm going to see this. I'm going to be there. I've got to witness this.
Sunday is going to be very good because we are able to have a pull up and pitch competition.
Okay.
So local businesses, they can come through, pitch their business, and we're looking to give out $1,000 to whoever wins that pull up and pitch initiative.
I love that.
Yeah, that's important because, like you said, who is that person that you need? And not just saying, hey, I believe in you, but let me, put a small monetary, donation towards
Fund
your
the
business.
craft.
Yep. And then we're going to lead into our day party. Our day party is going to be lit. A lot of photographers. World Photography Day is the next day. So we're throwing a World Photography Day party. I think it's the first one in Philadelphia that I've seen through my time of a World Photography Day party. It's going to be lit. It's going to be at the same location.
Okay.
And then we're going to end the night giving away a CJ Wolfe scholarship
Ooh.
to a up-and-coming, a rising senior that's in college.
Okay.
That's in some type of arts field or communications field, or one of our summer interns that's currently interning at Immortal Vision Studio for the summer.
Okay. That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what does the scholarship uphold? Like, what do you have for that?
Yeah, so they'll receive $500.
Okay.
$500 for the scholarship.
Amazing. All right. Now, if there's any other opportunities or how can I get involved outside of your community weekend, where can I go?
Yes, immortalvisionstudio.com. Definitely join our newsletter. You can opt in as well. You'll see on our website to join our text messaging.
Text message and data rates may apply.
Yeah. Yeah. And cjxwolfe.com /community weekend or /foundation. And they can keep up with all the news and updates and announcements from the foundation. And then social media, of course, Immortal Vision Studio on all platforms and CJ Wolfe on all platforms.
All right, CJ, before we head out, you got to tell everyone why they need to be a part of this community weekend. What's the biggest impact you want to make? And of course, you need the people in the community to show up. So why is this important and why do they need to be there?
They need to be there because this is really going to be big for the next generation. The next generation is going to be able to see people that looks like them, close to their age, doing positive things, not even just in the community, but within their career. One thing that you mentioned as well, what are some things that we accomplished? We are also in our 10th internship class as well. So we got an alumni of over 60 from HBCUs to PWIs to people that's now working for Complex, Overtime Elite, and and some various other companies. So they're going to be able to see 23, 24-year-olds fresh from school, head first into their career. And that's alumni of Immortal Vision Studio. And if anyone knows how we like to take care of our people, we like to take care of the community, but you're definitely taking care of your alumni and people that's inside of our cohorts here at the studio. So everyone needs to come out because it's going to be so much joy, so much refreshed energy, and so much impact.
Yeah.
It's going to be, okay, I'm meeting, Mish from Business of Basketball podcast, and she's starting up her podcast, and she need individuals to highlight on her podcast to help her get to the next level, but also for you to start your own platform, for you to start getting your professional and personal development up. For you to meet Tim from Chase Bank, that's a VP that got me into different classes and mentorships for Chase Bank to keep me educated and to keep my resources going. We are opening up our network, and we are having people there, front line, front center, from being judges, from the soup kitchen to cleaning up the block. They're going to be around. So we really need people to come through and pull up and, enjoy the energy and the vibe that we're on for our 4th annual community weekend.
Amazing. I feel like we could talk longer, but I also feel like, more importantly, you're talking about impacts, giving back, cleaning up, but also making sure people have a leg up on their goals and what they're trying to do and how to accomplish that. As you put on the financial advisor hat, will you be able to offer advice when it comes to what fueling your dreams look like financially?
Absolutely. So so I always like to use like basketball analogies.
Okay.
Right? So I'm like a player's coach.
Okay.
What that pretty much mean is I'm not the person with the best X and O's and like to draw up the best play for the game winning shot. But I can motivate you as a player to get you to perform the best way that you can and give you real life examples.
Okay.
So I'm pretty much saying that because when you first start off, it's not about knowing everything, knowing how to structure everything.
Right.
You got to start getting people interested first, start getting sales first, get all of that motion going through.
Yeah.
And then on the back end, we can figure things out.
Okay.
Right. So we can set a lot of stuff up. People can be ready to go. Hey, I got my paperwork. I got all of this stuff. But now you're sitting there with unmotivated because you got no clients walking through the door.
Right.
Right. So that's how I kind of like get individuals or creators going and like having that mindset, because instead of like, hey, I need to wait for the perfect person to fuel my dreams, and like you can wait for the perfect podcast equipment, you can wait for the perfect camera, none of that's going to work. Set up your phone, do the work, and then let's worry about that on the back end. Now when Monster or Red Bull is saying, hey, we need a video shot, but we need this type of equipment, then we can go find it.
Yeah.
But until then, they're not going to come and say we need something shot if you're not even starting.
Okay, so what I receive from this, most importantly, is that you have to start. You have to start, but luckily they can start with you. You can start with CJ Wolfe. You can start with Immortal Vision Studio. You can start with Community Weekend, and that's more than a head start than anybody else. You don't have to do it alone.
You don't got to do it alone. Like if you're a photographer and you're trying to like, hey, I'm trying to get my portfolio up, come through Community Weekend. We got 4 events going on. It's going to be a lot of different people there, and then we can worry about, okay, how you should have edited, how you should have shot.
Yeah.
We can worry about that on the back end.
Yeah.
Right? But you got to start somewhere, and then we can build up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, get your start. Community Weekend. CJ, lastly, where and when is this taking place? Tell us now.
Yeah, August 16th through the 18th. All of the events up until Sunday is happening at the studio. And then Sunday, we will be at Voight's Lounge in Northeast on Cotman Avenue.
Perfect. Well, I can't wait to see you there. I'm excited. All right, I'm about to get my start now. CJ is going to put me in the game, coach, give me all the motivation I need and the resources you need as well. All right. Get more right now at rnbphilly.com. CJ, thank you so much for your time today. This was great. I feel like we're besties now.
Yeah. Clocking out. Yeah.